Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come for us to quench your thirst. I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit and get hit. And Disney, it puts the 8 in grade, because there were a lot of 8s today. God damn. But today we're going to be talking about Dances with the Stars, and I'm super excited to be talking about it with none other than someone that's also here. Hello.
Hi guys, it's your favorite black queer content creator, KaMorian, aka Sparkling Alien, and today I am all Disney fired up with one of my favorite characters. As you know, what they say, Ohana meets family, okay? And well, I was drinking some water, but actually, I have something special to me. Is this cup mug? Okay, you get this cup mug and links below. Lana G Creations, okay? We ship domestically, internationally, okay? Every country around the world. Okay, so there are no excuses. So make sure to get one. Okay, it's very useful for anything, definitely. And yeah, I'm so
Yes.
excited for Disney night. But I think the question everyone's asking today: when are we gonna get our first 10 of the season? When were we getting turns? Because clearly there's something happened tonight at Disney tonight. Because there's no Disney Channel today. But let's get
I, th-
into it.
I thought we were getting our 10s tonight, but apparently we're
Mm-hmm.
not. So, which
Mm-hmm.
is unfortunate. And I would have given some tens, well, a 10 tonight, but we will get to it once we get to it. But
Mm-hmm.
before we start, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our social media links. They're all down in the description. Get your merch. It's also down there in the description, the link, loungescreations.etsy.com. Make sure to follow us. And with that being said, I think we should get started with week 5 of Dancing with the Stars Disney Night. Finally, okay, I think we can get started with the first dance of the night, which was Steven Narosky doing a Charleston. What did we think? How we were feeling?
Personally, I want to say this is actually my favorite dance for him. Like I just seen like he had so much fun. Like I really enjoyed. Like there were a lot of good moments, but I would say it was good. It was a good dance, but I would say the minute he went on timing, it was for the rest of the whole dance. And that's sort of fortunate, but also you gotta remember that has been the same critique he has been given week after week. Was his timing. Everything, but the footwork is good, but it was his timing. I think he needs to really work with the timing. And the thing is, we're now going on 5 weeks and pretty much I think 6 dances with the same critique. And eventually, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hurting him. And unfortunately, and I mean, maybe I will say I just want Ryder to push it even harder. I feel like he can listen and apply critique, which he has done every week. So he has to improve every kind of aspect. But the thing is, things I want to do is in this competition is repeat the same mistake over and over again. It can hurt you as the weeks going forward. And now we're getting really to cut to the nitty gritty. Cause Uncle, when I first I was like, you know what? I see him being like the one to be like top two. I see him being just slaying it. And not gonna lie, has the week has changed. He still has been giving good performances, but there have been people who actually kind of been surpassing him, actually kind of been growing as good dancers, as now kind of surpassing him far as like dance level and competition now. So I think hopefully, definitely next week he come back and have a breakthrough moment because I really love Steven. I think he will be in the finals, but I think his chances of winning are going to be slimmer now because we have people who kind of been come out the gate delivering now. So I think he really just to really just listen to the timing and then once he get into it, he cannot make that mistake again. That's the thing it's going to hurt you in competition. But yeah, it was still a good performance. I actually love it. It's my favorite performance from them like the scene and I love this partnership so much, but is just that timing. He needs to fix a critique. Like he got to fix it, and he can't miss. Cannot we cannot go back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna mirror a lot of what you have already said, Kamori. The biggest issue here is the timing, and I feel like you can clearly tell that Steven is trying and that he's really like trying to grow as a dancer, but he's just a little slower on it, and he's just not picking up that like dance like as much as like other people are. And as you said, people have already surpassed him at this point, and so we need him to get to a point in which he grows more, and where he shows us more and like there's just something here that's missing. Do I do agree this is one of their better dances, and I thought Steven looked great. He clearly is having fun, and he's clearly trying really, really hard, which I will always give props to. We just need some, like, we just need more growth. We need more growth at this point. And yeah, at this point, I am a little worried about Steven. I'm not worried about him staying in this competition, but I am worried about him getting to the finals at this point. So I don't know. He he could miss out at this point. I think there are four people that have surpassed him, and he needs to really get there. Like he needs to get back into the grind and into the growth. So yeah, uh, but overall, pretty good dance.
Hmm.
Uh, Scores.
I would have given him an 8 for that.
I would have also given him an 8. I agree. Okay, next up, we have Jen doing a rumba to this one of my favorite songs on Disney. What did we think?
Yeah, Jen did an amazing job. I think this is her best dance so far. This is her best dance. I actually love how she really is focused on the technique. She took her time. There were a lot of good moments. I would say it just I'm not gonna lie. I just wish the moments it was a lot of good moments, but just wish it was more cleaner. It could have been more cleaner and could have been more more, but it was still a beautiful dance. But I would say I'm not gonna lie. Her red wig was distracting me a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I did not like the wig they did for her. Actually, I want to talk about like there's something about like cause like when they first brought Disney Night onto the show, like like when they first brought like the early like I'm not saying early season, but like when they first brought like Disney as like a theme night, like they thing is they will always do it like every once in a while. It wasn't like every year. So when they first do it, like the budget was big, like the costumes were amazing. But now, like when they do it, it's like the budget is something. The costumes, and we're gonna get to some of these costumes, especially one in particular that's scary. But like, but yeah, it was this wig. I was like, this wig is not doing it for me personally. Yeah, I was like, Jen, I did you dirty, but you know what? You made it work. You still look beautiful, and it was a beautiful moment. But definitely, I think she's improving now. But when that actually now we're getting to it now, I actually feel like she needs to really kind of like now she's like yes, improvement is a good thing. It's really good. But now I think she's to improve more now. It's getting closer and closer. Anything can happen going forward now. So if she really wants to at least kind of make it to the finale and get those votes, because between her and Joey, what I mean, Joey's kind of been killing it, and people love Joey. And thing is, and eventually it's gonna get down to who you're gonna either is gonna be or be with Joey. And I think definitely if she wants to kind of like, you know what, like I know you're rooting for Joey, but guess what? I'm still here. You with me too. So I think she should just grind on that technique more and really prove because eventually 8 going forward is kind of a bad thing. I mean, 8 is still a good score, but considering how close this competition is now, for me personally, my goal is to not get 8s anymore because anything 8s can hurt you now going forward in this competition. To me, 8's like halfway is like a 6 or 7 to me. So definitely going for it. But yeah, this is her best dance so far.
Yeah, I thought it was really clean overall. I think Sasha has really like focused on the choreo and has really stopped doing this wild like chaotic dances that he normally does. And like I think he found a partner that like really grounds him. And like I think both Jen and Sasha work really well and do really well good dances. I thought the technique was good. You said it, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit still, but it's getting there still. Uh, I feel like when it comes to like Jen in the competition, she's in a position in which I would put like Candice Steven in the same spot in which I need to see more growth because the growth is clearly there. The only thing is that I've seen Jen grow more and more consistently, and Steven has been slower. So at this point, I do think that since I've seen more growth from Jen, I see Jen making the final more than Steven. But I do agree with you as well. There is gonna be a point in which, like, Joey and Jen cannot both win, and Bachelor Nation is gonna have to make a choice at some point, whether that is before the finale or at the finale. One of them is gonna have to like take the hit. And I do agree. At this point, it's looking like Jen is gonna be the one taking the hit. But overall, this dance was pretty good. It was good choreo. It was really well made. I do agree with you as well. The the costuming this night, like with not only with Jan but with a few other like celebrities and a few other like people, it just got a little weird. And this wig, what is at the top of her head? What is going on here? Um, but is it the worst that we saw today? Oh, absolutely not. So, props to that, I guess. But yeah, overall, this one was fine. I want to see more growth. But yeah, scores. You're muted as well, but I we see your eight. We
Yeah,
see
it
your.
was a it was a.
I agree with you. This one's also an eight for me. Okay, up next we have Joey doing the samba. What did we think?
Baby, this was amazing. Actually, this like the part I want to talk about is actually trending on TikTok right now. I think it was. There was a good samba. Really, everything about it was clean. He was very good footwork, very good flow. Everything. It was a clean dance, and that instrumental part with the drums, it was absolutely insane. When Jenna arched her back and it was the boom, 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 doom, doom, doom. That literally part has been trending. I have seen people try to recreate that routine. Like it's one of the stand up of the night. But I will say it would have been a 10 had it been more of a bounce. So it wasn't a 10 for me, but it was still a really amazing performance to me. Deserve the least deserved the score. I think he should have got up to me deserve a higher score than we got. Because when I saw those eights, I was like, what? To me, I was like, I mean, I understand it needed more bounce, but to me, you saying at the same score you gave Jen and Steven, we had to be real. That wasn't an eight to me. I'm sorry. To me, it was still a higher scoring dance, but to me, the eights didn't make sense. So it was still an amazing song, but I just wish it would have had more bounce. To me, this would have been a 10, without a doubt. This would have been a 10 for me personally. But unfortunately, it just needed more something. But I think it's not like you need the bounce. It could have been better, but it was still a little balanced, but I wanted more. But everything about that was really amazing and perfect for me. But yeah, those eights were crazy to me. Wow.
Yeah, when it comes to the samba is a really hard dance, and it's really easy for you to like when you make mistakes in the samba for it to be noticeable.
Hmm.
And I think that's kind of what happened with Joey a little bit, like that those little issues that he had that were very small were more noticeable because this dance is so complicated and so particular, so specific that like it showed a little bit more. But overall, it was a really good dance. Still, like I agree with you. I don't think this dance deserved eights. Uh, was this my favorite dance? No, but it was definitely one of my favorite dances of the night. Absolutely. Like you said it, there's people trying to recreate this dance. Like I literally just before we started this recording, I saw Ezra record like recreating this dance with Joey, and it was it's that moment right there is a really iconic moment, and it was the best part of the dance, and it just was so good. And you could tell that Joey was just having so much fun, and I just feel like Joey has really evolved into just this lover of the dance and the ballroom, and I just love to see it so much. The grin that he has on his face when he's dancing is just like like it infects me, and like it makes me happy and it makes me smile. And so I love seeing Joey like dance every single time. Were there like uh, some little issues here and there? Yes. Was it a really good dance? Also, yes. So, scores.
9.
I also gave Joey a 9. Look at us agreeing.
Mhm.
We really are sharing the brain cell today. Would you look at that? Okay, moving on. We have our next dance, which was Chandler doing the Paso Doble to her own song. What do we
Baby, let
think,
me tell
Joey?
you, when I first found out, I was like hoping, cause I know Disney. I was like, Maybe for Disney night, I would love her to do zombies, but if not, maybe something good. But when I found that she actually was able to do her character for Disney night, and to like to me, what I love, I think for any celeb on the show, at least to do something that a dance that is inspired about what has been a part of your career, like where like you're a musician and you're dancing to your own song, or whether you're doing like a TV show or a movie that was based on your career alone. That's still kind of groundbreaking. So for her to do a dance based on the movie she was a part of. But also, you think about it, when it came to the fact that let's be real, she was not happy with the critique about her last week that she gave. So going in that, she came in like, what, I have to prove it. And baby, Willa came out on that dance floor. That to me, that was the best dance of this season so far, without a doubt. Everything about the routine was absolutely amazing from beginning to end. The footwork, the shaping, and then the cape, everything to me. So I was gagged that she did not get a 10. To me, this is a 10 for me. And so I was very surprised. I was like, even when it came to critiques, no thing about fixing anything, no mistakes or saying, oh, you didn't make a mistake in this. Literally, perfect critiques, nothing bad and nothing to work on. Literally good. So I was very surprised, like, why would this not a 10? Like to me, if you get her a 9, I mean something was wrong, but nothing was wrong. So I would just smack confused on that part. But still, I'm happy she's back on track now. That's now just being consistent going forward and really maintain. Like what, I was top of the leaderboard week one going forward. Now I'm back on track, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, Chandler has really bounced back. Not that she like even fell a little bit. She just had like one slightly off week where she got like eights, and like that's the worst that she's done. And like she really bounced back from that and really got back to the top of the leaderboard. And I think it was so well deserved because this dance was so much fun to watch. Everything like the character was there, and like you can tell how much Chandler loves this character so much, but like it still felt very positive because it feel like I think it's very easy to get lost in the character and like kind of lose a little bit of the dance, and I feel like a few people kind of did that. uh but Chandler really embodied both the character and the positive. Like I really appreciated that she still had the little claws when she was doing all the hand movements. It felt just correct. Everything was just there. It was just a fun dance. And she just keeps proving the judges wrong whenever they give her a critique. She learns it, she hears it, and she grows from it, and she will always grow from it. And I love that so much. I also love that moment when they were getting the scores, and Ilona was in the background just screaming for them to give them their tens. And so I even even the contestants are begging you, the judges, to give Chandler a 10, and I'm just confused as to why she's not getting it. Because this dance was basically absolute perfection to me, and it was one of the best dances that I've seen so far. This was incredible. This was my favorite dance of the night. Incredible job. But yeah, scores. It's a 10. Tens, tens, tens across the board. Absolutely. How did she not get a 10? I don't know. Anyways, up next we have Phaedra doing the jazz. How do, what do we think? What do we think?
Yeah, I think Rachel did. I think it did a good job, but I mean, I was really got into character very good, but I mean, I love the sass and about it, but my only issue is that she was relying too much on Val. That was really the main part about it. And it to me, she was kind of looking about like, what do I do next? And definitely some same things shown later when we get to that part. But yeah, it was good. But the thing is, I think to me, what the problem is, I think Frederick was really reliant on Val. And virtually at a point, understand rely on your partner because they end up teaching you, but at the end of the day, eventually as you kind of been going weeks by now, you kind of at least learn to make hey, able to kind of do dance by yourself and just go with the flow. Even if you mess up, just go and do it by yourself. So I think she still has like, what, I don't want to mess up, so let me just see what that wants me to do. Like what I do next, you know what I mean? So it was shown through the routine, but I really the choreography though. The choreography was amazing. Val did a great job with the choreography. It felt like jazzy, but it just to me, they just kept relying on Val. So I wish she would have brought it a little bit more.
Yeah, when it comes to Phaedra, I have to agree with you. I think she's not fully committing to the moves, and like she's really relying on what Val is doing to really carry her around the stage. Like we called it last week, and the judges called it this week. When she's doing the moves, she doesn't really like flow to the next one. She kind of finishes it and then kind of waits for Val to keep going with the next one. And so you can tell those moments in which she kind of stops. And sometimes it feels like she doesn't fully remember the steps because of that. And so that is a big issue that I have with Phaedra. Phaedra is kind of just like she isn't growing. She isn't like evolving with the dance moves, which is really unfortunate because like I feel like she could pull off some really good choreo, but she just isn't like getting the choreo. And she isn't confident, I think, in either herself or in Val to really do that. And so there's just something going on here in which we need to work on confidence, and then like we still need to work on chemistry with Val, and to really flow. Like Freda just needs to calm down, really let her guard down, and allow herself to flow a little bit more. Because I feel like once she does, she will really get to where she wants to be. Also, I need to say, Val with curly hair and eyeliner does something to me. He looks good. He looked great in this outfit. God damn. But yeah,
Hmm.
I that's all I gotta say.
Hmm.
Scores.
And to me, I love her. This would have been a 7 for me. It wasn't on the same level as Steven and Jen, unfortunately.
We really are agreeing a lot today, KaMorian. This is
Mm.
also a 7 for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
because that four-way tie was crazy. That was
mhm.
crazy.
Yeah. But okay, moving on. We have Danny with the jazz. What did we think?
I actually did. This is actually a fun number. I really enjoyed this. But my only concern, I mean, understand it's jazz, but I just wish Danny was it kind of moved more for me, like was really like in it more. Like it was good, but I just wanted in more to me. So to me, it wasn't the same level as what Chandler did for me personally, but it was still a good performance. I feel like he's actually to me, someone who's actually kind of been going in the right direction has kind of been to me ever since last week's. I feel like he's now after this at least he's definitely going in the right direction. And I feel he might be actually he might be on the way to he might be might be an actual finalist. 'Cause I think if people actually like him, and I will say, like I love the whole fighting aspect. Think about it. This is from Deadpool and Wolverine. I think they're actually. I think I forgot. 'Cause I watched it, but I forgot. I remember that part thing. Were they fighting to that song? If I can remember. I gotta see it again. But I think I heard they actually did like but in a movie when Deadpool and Wolverine face up, I think they're actually fighting to the song. So to me the fighting aspect it makes sense with the song. So I love that. But I would say my favorite part about it with Whitney. I mean I think Danny just got out the main part of the stage. We got to the floor when she did a leap like when I say she leaped to him and did a whole turning lift, that was epic. Okay. I understand people like too many lifts. I will agree it was too many lifts for me personally, but I mean I agree with the whole thing. What I love about Whitney is she has a concept, she has a story, and she's gonna tell it and it makes sense. So Whitney does good choreo in my book, but I just wanted him to be more in the DM. I feel it could have been like more better, like more smoother, but it was still a good routine. And to me, he's definitely going in the right direction and that's someone that these couples need to watch out for. I think everybody needs to watch out for him. If he can't continue this, he can make it to the end.
Yeah, I mean Danny's like whole like this dance was a lot of lift and a lot of tricks, and I think that really carried this dance. Like it was really good lifts, really good choreo, and like the things that Whitney was doing were kind of insane, and like this kind of fighting dancing is really interesting to see. My biggest critique is that Danny still feels dead in the face, because like when he came up to like the camera, I feel like the most that he can emote is like the smallest grin that you can find, like this. Like if this is the most that you can smile, I want to see more. I want to see more like in the face, because Joey is smiling, like having huge smiles. Steven is having huge smiles. Like Dwight is literally screaming at the top of his lungs when he's there. So I need Danny to really like just get into the character of like being a dancer and really enjoying it, because if he shows that he's enjoying it, I'm going to enjoy the dance a lot more, because that really like him with like a stoic face, I don't know, it really doesn't do anything for me. But overall, when it comes to the actual dance, it was a really good dance. I think a little bit reliant on the left and on the tricks, but overall, really good choreo, really good lifts. Good. This choreo was good. Scores.
Can you hear me?
Hmm?
Can you-
Yeah, we can kind of
Okay,
hear you.
making sure 'cause my sound went out for a bit, so yeah. But my score for Danny would have been actually an 8. It was an 8 for me.
We are agreeing so much today, KaMorian. It's kind of insane.
Yes.
We normally don't
Yeah.
agree this much.
Literally, my earphone went out when you were speaking. I was like, "Oh Lord, I had a." It was panic.
Okay, moving on. We have Dwight with the tango. How are we feeling about Dwight?
Okay, first I want to say, you know what, I gotta be, here. I gotta be honest, y'all. Think about it. She is shorter than him. This frame is not gonna work. So literally, they're doing the best they can. So I would give them. It will. Did it me? It was a solid 10 considering the situation. I enjoyed it, but my main problem was like I love he was having fun, but to me, I'm not gonna lie. I really cannot to not take this serious at all with the faces he was making. It was like, ooh, ha, yeah, yeah. It was like I was like, oh my oh, it was hard. Like it was a fun, but it was I don't know. It was too crazy. I don't know. Like it could have been better, and he did the best he could. But yeah, to me, I think we kind of made it more like kind of worse for me a little bit with just those faces. It was just too much of that. But you know what I mean? He was having a good time, so I can't blame him. But yeah, it was unfortunate. Yeah, personally.
Yeah, when it comes to Dwight, I think at this point, Dwight definitely for me is the one that's at the worst position. Like Dwight for me hasn't really like, I don't know, like he still isn't taking this whole like the ballroom as seriously as I want him to. And like I do appreciate that he's having fun and that he like is doing all these faces and everything. Like that's okay. I don't mind that, because Reggie was also doing like a lot of faces and like really exaggerated faces when he was doing his dances. And I gave him like good, like I said that those were good things with Reggie, so I don't understand why those would be bad things for Dwight for me. So I think they're good, but like I do understand that when there's too many of them, it can become a little bit overwhelming, and sometimes it can be like, oh, I'm not taking this dance seriously, and this is kind of jokey to me. So I also understand your position of like it might be a bit too much to the point where it feels like it's a joke for Dwight. Uh, I also feel like when Dwight makes a mistake, he kind of like makes up his own choreo or repeats parts of the choreo that he has already repeated. And like it's very noticeable when Dwight makes a mistake. Very, very noticeable. And at this point, he's not to the place where I would want him to be, especially with what I was expecting from him from week one. Because week one, I was really, really impressed with what he was giving us. So far, I feel like he hasn't surpassed what he has given us from that night. In fact, I feel like sometimes he regresses, and so
Mm.
I still want to give him credit. Yes, the hold is good, especially for this height difference, but there's still a lot of growth that needs to be done for Dwight. If Dwight really wants to win, he really needs to lock in right now. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, scores.
Yeah, I would have given him a 7 for this dance personally as well.
I agree as well. Oh my god, KaMorian,
Yeah,
are we gonna have
yeah,
exact scores?
mm, that's crazy. But I was say before we move on, like the way I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the white kind of got lucky in the beginning because I would say he started out very good, but I think ever since like week 3, that whole like for Soul Train night, that whole like stumble and like I feel like he hasn't really like it kind of lost his flow, lost his game. He started off so very good, very promising. Like, literally, he was second on the leaderboard week 2
Mm-hmm.
twice, twice second like literally like the top second highest score of combined scores of the first 2 weeks, and now he's like the near bottom of the leaderboard now, which is not, uh, now the bottom of the poll now, which is kind of crazy. And it
Mm-hmm.
shows that you can't just really just rest on your laurels. You gotta really tie down on it. Unfortunately,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Okay, moving on, we have Alona doing the jazz, and this is the one that gives me nightmares. KaMorian, please.
First I want to say I'm happy because Mugala. I remember like everybody was like, you know what, Disney night she has to be Luisa from Encanto. So Prince Pressure, you know what, we got our wish. But I'm not gonna lie, I was like, cause we was like, what is Adam gonna be? Is it gonna be a donkey? Cause I know like you watched the whole bit part of her that song. She's picking up the donkeys, all this stuff. So when I found out he was doing a donkey stuff, when he first kind of like see the costumes, cause it was kind of like a onesie donkey suit. So I was like, okay, I mean, yeah. But actually, when it came to the actual dance, oh my god! And I saw how they took it off. It was actually a prosthetic face of a donkey literally I was like, oh my god, was that actually Alan? Let me tell you, when it comes to theme nights, like no matter if it's Disney or Halloween, something always happens. Like they do Alan like dirty and crazy. They really like. I remember like the last time he had a bit transformation. I remember it was actually with Jesse as a partner, and they did Hocus Pocus, the reboot one. It was like the monster. That was the last time I seen him like actually. But like it's I was like, oh my god, I was gonna, I'm not gonna, I jumped, and then when he spoke, I was like, oh my god! But to the dance, it was a really fun dance. I liked it, but I will say I did want a little bit more, personally. And I had to keep it. If it did come to the scoring, I felt to me, compared to Joey's score, it to me it is not compared to Joey got for his score personally. To me, I feel like she did kind of did a little better than Joey did for the score that he got in to me. So it wasn't on the similar, but it was a fun routine. I had fun, and it's iconic. I mean, I mean, there was a really good ones I liked, but I agree with the judges. It's kind of like I wish there was more dancing. Like I got the story down pat. Like she did the whole story part, the performance part absolutely amazing. But I wanted just more choreography, more dancing in it. But still a good routine regardless. I loved it.
Yeah, this I think Alan in this donkey is gonna be scarier than anything we see on Halloween night. Cause this was terrifying. Like this felt very I don't know if you guys have seen the body horror movie Walrus. No, husks, dusks. The things that the walruses have. If you have seen that movie, if you know, you know. It gave me the same vibes of like a human being turned into an animal in like horrifying ways. Like it just gave me like really like the EBGBs. But when it comes to the actual dance, it was good. It I think like you said, I feel like I wanted more choreo. I think Ilona kind of relied more on the character than she did on the actual dance moves, which is what I kind of brought up with Chandler. Chandler really was able to bring both the choreo and the character together really well. I think Ilona kind of felt a little bit when it came to the actual dance because the character was there. I got the story, I got the character, and it was really well done. the dance was a little bit more simpler, and I wanted like more because we know that Ilona can do more and we've seen her do more, and so I wanted her to really bring it and like give it her all, and like it felt a little bit short for me because like this could have been up there because I love Encanto. Encanto is one of my favorite Disney like things ever, and I was really excited when I heard that this was going to be performed by Alona, and so when I saw it, I was happy, but I wanted to see more, and so with Ellen terrifying me, and then the choreo kind of like taking a back step, it kind of took off like a few points for me, sadly. But overall, still pretty good. Scores.
My score would have been an 8. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't an 8. I'm sorry. Oop, let me
Not you
uh
pulling a carry. Carry. No.
um hopefully I get this right. It's an 8. Yeah. 8. Wait. Oh, what? No, nope. Well, hold on. Nope.
Not
No,
this. Not
no,
this.
nope.
Not this.
Okay. There we go. There we go. It's an 8. I got it. I had to do that moment. That was hilarious. She went, she's like, yeah, it's a 9. Better, it's a 9, and she saw the 8, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
No, like, I'm not gonna lie, Alona was me. I was like, so what score am I getting? 'Cause it was an 8 from her talent. Oh, what?
No, I was like, hello, hello, what's going on? Yeah, I gave her an 8. There you go. An
Yay!
8 as well. Good overall. Good dance. Okay, up next we have. Hold on. Okay, we're moving on to the team dances. And up first, we have Team Roar. What do we think about Team Roar? What are our thoughts?
So when it came to the pairings, as we know, I joined the bottom two coupled with the lowest score. There's a scores or the team captains. So obviously at that time it was Ilona and Dwight. So they were team captains. So Dwight chose Steven, Phaedra, and Danny. But actually, if you were to think about it, he was actually the reason why he chose those in particular because those people, the celebs have good teachers and partners. Like I mean, the Daniela, Danny got Whitney, Paige with Val. So he was very smart with the choreography. But I enjoyed it. It was a fun dance. But here's the thing, I would say it started off okay. What I mean by that is, I I would say when they first Diana and Dwight's part, it was cute. I like how they brought back to their salsa days. Like it was still a smart thing to do. But it did fine for me. It kind of started okay when it came to the celeb section. Um, Same thing. What's up about her favorite with her jazz routine? She was kind of like, "What do I do next?" Like the hand part. She was like, yeah, so she was a deer in headlights in its show, but basically I would say it progressively got it better towards the end. I would say that when it started hitting good for me was Steven and Riley's part. Steven came back from that Chelsea he did earlier and really made it a good time with the good. That was a good part. I enjoyed it, and then with the white picking up Steven like Simba and was spinning him around the air. That was a good ending. I love that end. That was a good ending. But yeah, it was a lot of it was chaotic. It was chaotic in a good way, but when it comes to like the scoring, like I agree with the score that they got. It was too much going on, and it weren't fully in sync the majority of the time. But it was still a fun dance with Ann and Day. You talk about you look for a team dance. They're looking for synchronization. If you take the whole team dance, the solo moments with your partner, are they good? Pretty much all like like just transitions on everything about it to make a perfect team dance. So it was a good performance. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as clean as sync and more like as a team group dance, but that I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, once I saw this dance, I like, and I'm just gonna say this, once comparing the two dances, I felt like Team Roar could easily be like all of them could get eliminated before the final four. Like I feel like Team Goose could be the final four, and these four could be the next four people to go. Uh, because after watching this dance, I felt like I'm sorry if you hear screaming. By the way, there's drunk people outside my house. I am so sorry. Anyways, there's really good teamwork here, and there is clearly like good choreo here. And the pros really try to do something here that's really interesting and really fun. But the thing is that there a lot of it ended up looking messy. a lot of it ended up being like shaky, and there were just parts where they were just not in sync. And I think the biggest like letdown is the celebrity part, because they were just, none of them were in sync. All of them looked scared. All of them looked terrified. And Phaedra being front and center really kind of showed that, and made it even more apparent that everyone was just like kind of fumbling it a little bit. Because I understand the the celebs are not gonna be the best dancers when they are doing like their own moments, but I felt like in this moment I could see the fear in all of their faces when they're alone. I did feel like Steven was kind of the standout of this team dance. I felt like him and Riley did something really interesting and did really something fun. And I feel like that kind of tracks with how I feel about them as individual pairs. I feel like overall, Steven and Riley are the ones that have the most potential out of the four that are here. Phaedra, as I said, looked super nervous, and it kind of showed, and it kind of really lowered the quality of this dance. Danny still needs to work on the emotion yet again. Uh, when it comes to Dwight, I actually thought that he did pretty good in this dance. Like I felt like he overall was fine, but the thing is that they didn't show a lot of him, because I felt like he was constantly being pushed to the back. Like I wasn't seeing him, and I wanted to see more like equal amounts of everyone in this dance, and I feel like I didn't get that. Uh, I did like the moment of Dwight and Steven when Steven got like lifted. I thought it was iconic, but very quickly we got to see a way better lift that was way better performed and like way more iconic. So it's really, really unfortunate that they came back to back, and like that both teams came up with really cool and interesting like lifts. But the lift was still really good. This lift was still really good. But overall, yeah, kind of shaky, kind of shaky. Scores.
It would have been the 8 for me.
We really are agreeing today, KaMorian. There's one more. If we might be like perfect scores. Okay, Team Goose. What do we think about Team Goose?
I mean, before like it can't like first back to team parents, I would say not gonna lie. You think about it, just realistic, this would have been a better team because at least we had the two front runners, Shelly and Joey, and then Jen's kind of getting better too, and then Alona with Alan. So, but you think about but it's like what? I'm not gonna lie. Before I was like, I didn't know how it was gonna go because the thing is, you have the choreographers, the ones who actually do good, made the choreography on the other team, but we had the ones who are the really good, better dancers on the other team. So it could have went either way. But unfortunately, I think to me this team was better. And plus, I love the song. I love the Goofy movie. I love the first one. Like eye to eye, such an underrated song. Like I love like think about the end of the movie. That main part of the movie was that's the person, the star of the movie. You think about the Goofy and his son. Goofy's son was he liked this girl in the school, right? And that was her favorite. The part star was her favorite idol, so he will always portray it as her. And it actually at the end made to the concert and that whole moment. That's one of the best ones. And I love that movie. So I love this song. They all did an amazing job. Very more cleaner, very more crisper. I was at the celeb section. I was at with the tango part. It could have been better, but still, it was still good. But I'm not gonna lie, when they put Jen and Joey dancing together, it was kind of crazy. But here's something I want to talk about. I don't know who thought was crazy. I mean, I understand showing like they were on the station together, but still, whoever thought sending a picture of them kissing in the package was a good idea, you need to get fired because that was crazy. I was like, out of all pictures, you put a picture of them kissing each other. I mean, I know Kelsey's not jealous. I mean, Kelsey, she's fine. She doesn't care. But still, like that was uncalled for. I mean, you could have them like together, like hugging and smiling, da. But them kissing each other in the package with a picture, like why would you do that? I know that. I know that. Because the thing is, technically, he dated all like 30 women, so technically that's his ex, technically. But still, why would you do that? That was uncalled for. Like, I mean, but production was shady, so. But yeah, it was a good moment. Like I would say Alona, I think out of the four solo parts, Alona was the weakest a little bit, but it was still solid. But Chandler's part where Brandon was good. But definitely the one that surprised me in the solo part was Jen. Jen really surprised me. That was probably one of her. That's probably the best she's ever danced this season. Like this is probably the best she's ever seen. Like the way she did the turn was the kick. It was sharp. It was clean. I was like, wow. I'm like, Jen is really getting it good now. I was like, this is Jen to see going forward. Like she and everything about it was clean. And then when it came to when Alona lifted up Jenna, the way Jenna got on her lifted and I think she put the like upside down, nice up her legs, and Alone I carried it with so much ease. That was the best part of that routine. Like I did what Steven what they were trying to Team Run did. Everything about it was so pretty goddamn good. To me, and amazing. Definitely the better team of the night for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree with you. This was definitely the better team. And like I said, I could see this being the final four at this point. Like this, I think shows that you can have good choreo, but if you don't have really good dancers, it can fall flat. So you have to more rely on like having good dancers and improving your dance, and then you don't need super complicated choreo to really stand out. Because if you have just a good dance, you will be able to pull off anything. And I think that's what Team Goofs really were able to prove tonight. They were all in sync. It was so much cleaner. This song, I forgot this song existed, and it just brought me so much nostalgia and so much joy. I felt like in Ratatouille when like the flashback to his childhood. That's exactly how I felt listening to this song, and this was just such like good choreo. Everyone had a moment to shine, and I felt like I saw equal moments of everyone in this dance, which I don't think I did in Team Roar. Like I saw everyone have a moment, they all shined and they all did great. And just this moment with Ilona and Jenna, them like the left was so good, so clean, and like we had two really good lifts to this episode, but this lift was so good that for me, this is the one that's iconic. This one's the one that's going down in history for me. Like, this was such a good dance. Whether things here and there, like little issues, yes. Especially with like the celebs only moment, but like I said, that's to be expected. We cannot expect the celebrities at this point to really just go out there and be just as good as the pros. And I feel like even then, they did a really good job when they were all by themselves. They were able to hold their own, and this just felt like a group of friends, like really good like dancer friends hanging out together and just doing one big dance and having fun with each other. And I think that's also what was missing with Team Roar. Like they didn't feel like a group of friends that were just hanging out. This felt like a group of friends. And I really, really enjoyed that. So yeah, for me this was the better team dance. But yeah, scores.
So this was a 10 to
I
me.
actually gave them a 9 because there are some little things there, but it's almost there. It's a 9 for me. We almost made it, KaMorian. We
You
almost
almost
had
did.
the exact same scores. Anyways, we have our eliminated person, and shockingly, the pair that's eliminated tonight is Phaedra and Bao.
Oh, not gonna lie, I would say coming into this, I did say it was probably gonna be either her or Dwight, but I wanted Phaedra to make it, so I thought Dwight was gonna go home. But I'm not gonna lie, Danny, them votes came through for Dwight. I gotta keep it real. So, and unfortunately, I was a person. To me, it was her time to go. I mean, I wanted, like, she was so close, but I will say, my streak of people who have went home has been broken because all the five people who have been eliminated, like they were actually my first five people I voted for. So I don't see them getting that far. So my streak has broken from my predictions. So I was like, dang. I was hoping for her to make another week, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But I think she should be very proud. She made it. She made it very far. Very, very make it did very well. It is unfortunate. I mean, personally, I think to me at this point, really can't rely on Val a lot. At this point, you really gotta like we're at the point it's cutting to the nitty gritty now, and unfortunately, it is what it is. But I'm proud of her. I'm so happy. that she was on this show. I feel like, you know what, Phaedra, just take a break. I mean, hopefully we'll see you on Atlanta coming out soon next year. But I will say, for me, I think Phaedra's very proud. I think at least to say what a year it has been for her, just reality wise. She's been on so many shows. Her comeback this year has been so strong. So you know what? At least she ended on a high note this year. So I'm happy to see you on Marcy. Happy that you're here. You're a very good addition to this cast. Your moments were fun. I mean, the movies that you know what I mean. Someone has to win, and someone has to go. That's still an iconic moment I never ever forget, and I'll fight going forward. But yeah, definitely going forward. I'm not gonna lie, when is a 10 paddle coming out for these judges? Because at this point, I think you're asking Eduardo. I think everyone at home is asking, what do these celebs need to do to get a 10 for these judges? We're now going into, I think we're now halfway. Like six people has gone home. We had top seven now. Like seven, six, five, and four. Three more people got to go to get in the finale. So at this point, we're pretty much halfway at the halfway point. So what do these celebs need to do to get a freaking 10? A freaking 10? Like, I really want to know. Like, that's the question going towards next week's Halloween nightmare theme night, which the celebs will be dancing Halloween themed routines based off their favorite nightmares. So, what they had as a kid, what their favorite nightmares. So, I'm very excited. You know, Halloween has some very kind of dances, but the main thing is, will tends to be given out next week, and who is going home? Also, one thing we didn't add on actually was in the first half round for the individual routines, the person with the highest score would have gotten immunity for next week's episode of the dance stuff. So if you didn't know, so as you know, Danny and Chandler had the highest scores for their just routines alone, not the team dance combined. But when it came to who won immunity, it came down to who had the better judges scores overall this season so far, which was Chandler. So Chandler wins immunity, and next week she will only dance one time. That's her dance, not dance off, and she would get three extra bonus points. I mean, but that does not mean she's immune from being safe, just from the dance off. So make sure guys you still vote for your faves at this point. It's getting close. Anyone can go home. So you think your fave is safe? Think again. It might go home, but for sure, yeah. I'm sad. We love you, Phaedra. It's been real.
Yeah, Phaedra going was kind of a shock to me here because did I know that Phaedra was gonna go home like soon? Yes. I kind of thought that she would go like top seven, top six.
Hmm.
So I, when it happened, I got the reasoning why it happened. Like I, I was upset and I was kind of shocked, but at the same time, I did feel like it made sense. Like at the end of the day, this does make sense. Do I think she had a little bit more to show? Maybe, because I do think that White is kind of regressing and Phaedra has just remained stagnant. And
Hmm.
so I kind of thought that Dwight would have gone home, but I also understand why Phaedra went. As I said, she has remained stagnant. She has not really grown, and so I understood why she went. But in the end, she really gave us a lot of personality, a lot of fun moments. Like really, really, like she was just a lot of fun, and I will always appreciate having Phaedra on my screen. She's always a good time. I always enjoy my time watching Phaedra, and so I had a lot of fun watching her. And although our time was cut short, I still had a fun time, and I was really happy to see that like Phaedra leave the ballroom as gracefully as she did, because like I did get scared for a second because I know Phaedra and I was like, will she be a little upset? Will she like be a little in her feelings? And it really felt like she wasn't, and so I I was happy to see that she left like seemingly happy with herself, and that's all I could ask for. But yeah, that was it. That was us talking about Dancing with the Stars. Like KaMorian said, we will be back next week for Halloween night, where we will talk about the Halloween dances, where everyone will dance their worst nightmares, And then we will also be talking about the 1v1s, about the head-to-heads, which is really interesting to me. This is like what I'm really excited for. But don't make sure to subscribe, like it, so you don't miss out on our thoughts on those dances, because they're gonna be good. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're halfway. We're almost there. I'm very excited. I am very, very excited. But as I said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. All of our socials are down in the description. Yeah, I don't know what else we have to add to this. I think we are done. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next week. And with that being said, cheers! Let me record.